A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, the message is Karmic spit them out like chewed up gum. So when you buy a chewing gum from the market, when it's in the wrapper, when it's in the packing, it looks very nice, and then you start chewing it and then you keep chewing it, and after that there's nothing left in it, and then you throw it in the dustbin. Or some people who are really bad with cleanliness, they will just spit it out on the street somewhere, and that's the end of it. Now, no one thinks how the gum feels. At first, it's in beautiful packaging, it's been marketed, it's been shipped out from the factory, looking all good, looking all nice, in the shops, in the, in the windows you can see through, and then you say, okay, I want that gum. And, after that, from there to the journey to the trash can or to the street is like completely opposite, of what it was in the beginning. So this is what the karmic has done to the masculine. She or he, whosoever it is, has chewed them up and thrown them out like there's nothing left in them now. So as much as they could get out of them, as much as they could, whatever it is. So the divine masculines are very sad right now. They are crying, they are weeping, they are repenting, they are regretting. Some of them at this point in time are not thinking about the feminine because the pain is so deep. It takes them some time to realize, actually, after contemplating what exactly happened, how it started, what progressed, what moved on, and then, then they're like, okay, this is what I went through. So they are not yet reached the stage of contemplation. But these particular masculines, some of them have been weeping through the night, and they are very hurt, and they are very upset, and they are like feeling extremely low energies. Now, for a lot of ascensioners, yesterday, which means I will tell you the date, last night in India would have been daytime elsewhere, right? So I would say 18th to 19th November. You can say, as per the energy, one more day, you can say 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours is what we usually calculate, has been a really big date. I have even shared a post on my channel, Twinflame Union, that note this date down, because this is a very important date. Reason being, because number one, it was a full moon night and it was a lunar eclipse. However, some people fear the lunar eclipse, especially in India. They say don't step out, don't go out, and this and that. But this time it was actually the sun and moon were in such a position, and this type of positioning of moon actually helps in big way in the shift of identity. I know a lot of you people, see, I'm not against law of attraction. Some people think that I'm against law of attraction or I'm against manifestation. That is not true. What I say is that manifestation cannot happen without surrender, without the help of universe, without the help of source. And most law of attraction practitioners or coaches, they skip that point and they put a lot of weight on the person who's attracting it. So there's a lot of work that a person has to do then. Lot of work. But when you surrender, your baggage is taken away from your shoulder. You literally give it up to God, you give it up to source, and you say, okay, source, you decide, you figure it out what to do and how to do. So this energy of the eclipse it is so good in bringing a shift in people's identity who are working on themselves. So that's why I'm saying specifically for the feminines who are working on themselves. If you are a masculine and you have now realized that you need to work on yourself and you're going through some kind of a spiritual experience and you're understanding that's something called spirituality. So for those people also, a lot of other readers also I noticed, and I'm talking about genuine readers, came up with very similar readings. There are very few of them, of course, but this shift of energy is a very crucial shift of energy. As it is, we are in 2021, which is literally the year of many lessons, many lessons, because 2020 has been very good for ascensioners. Even though you might say, some of the complaint backs might say, oh, I'm still in separation, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about those people who are not complaining and who have accepted this journey wholeheartedly, and they are reaping the benefits of it on a daily basis sometimes. And sometimes, yes, I understand, it's hard. Sometimes you fall sick, sometimes you're not in the right energy zone, so it's okay. But those who are actively doing inner work, they know that 2020 has changed their life in many ways, and 2021 is like a year full of lessons, and 2022, 23, now there will be that change will be very visible. So those who have been experiencing this, that they are releasing that old self, and they've changed a lot about themselves. They've changed their eating habits, they've changed their drinking habits, they've changed their dressing up, they've changed that. Not that they don't look good anymore, in fact they feel that they look better now because they feel better now. They have moved away from toxic family and relative relationships. They have been practicing a lot of things, and some of the things have literally just happened overnight to them, and they've been surprised. So it is the result of all of this that the karmic energies have become weak. Please understand one thing, that the karmic energies are not just present in the masculine's life or your life. So if there is a karmic in your life, which means through your divine masculine energy or sacred masculine energies, you are experiencing a karmic person who's giving you a lot of pain and separation. That's happening because since childhood, you have been going through that pain, the karmic pain. So when you do your inner work, you automatically start cutting out from those karmic energies. So you get the logic now why we do inner work. So when you cut out those karmic energies from your personal energies, from your personal periphery, from your personal circle, automatically, it will start going away from other places too. Now the DM, so you might say, okay, so DM is suffering. Well, DM is suffering or you are suffering is not the point. Everyone has to suffer on planet Earth. And this is the reason why I tell people to study metaphysics, because if you study the concepts of metaphysics, or you study the stories from the Puranas, from the Upanishads, from the domain of Ramayana and Mahabharata, you will realize that everybody suffers on planet Earth. Everybody has to suffer. This is a rule of planet Earth. But you only suffer till the time you're attached to pleasure. And normally when we are born, right since the day we are born, we are being trained and we are being coached to feel happy or sad. Sometimes we feel happy, sometimes we feel sad. So we need to get literally out of it. I've started a new channel called Source Integration Channelings. This is only for people who are working on source integration and they have crossed the stage of surrender, because only those people will understand these channelings. If you want, you can look up for it. There is no channeling shared on it right now. I'm just telling you guys because it's gonna help people who are looking for this type of information only. So what's happening is that in the last 24 to 48 hours, you will feel a deep sense of who you are for real, okay? And this will put you close to your mission work, because the energy of the sun and the moon right now in the scheme of universe, the universal scheme, they're working together to help those people who are working on achieving their mission or purpose of life or their highest goal. Okay, it's like yesterday you would get like a speed up, like in the video games, when you are doing good, suddenly you get a booster, right? And then you move like really fast for some time. And then you can come in connection with other such souls who are on the same plane. Also, one more thing would have happened yesterday, or it will happen today, or you could be going through it right now, that you will be very clear with everything. You will be like completely clear that this is what I want to do for my work, this is what I want to do for my mission, this is how I feel for my DM. You're going to cut out on all the emotional bullshit that you have been going through, all the emotional drama, and there will be a really like a sense of pure clarity, you know. Now you need to hold on to that energy every day. But if you get the clarity, because it's like I've said it in one of the information videos, that one of the most important thing that can shift your energy is decision. The day you make a decision, the day you decide that I'm going to be doing this, and you're 100% sure, that's the day you actually start making huge progress, because you've made a decision, you know, a strong decision. So this clarity will come, or it's coming to some people. It could also be seen, this reading could also be seen as a timeless reading. So whenever you hear it, you know, it will work for you. So now this type of decision making and this type of clarity is going to be like bring all the important changes and progress that you need in your twin flame journey. How that works, like for example, you are extremely giving towards your DM. Now this reminds me to tell you a story. It's a story of a Bollywood actress in India. Many years ago, there was a Bollywood actress, okay. When she was born, there was a prediction made for her that she is going to be a very famous person, and for sure she will be very famous and known and popular, but she needs to be very careful, because with the fame and recognition, something can happen to her. So she needs to be very careful about trusting the right people, okay. So this was made, the prediction was made at a Gurdwara by a person who is like a teacher or a kind of a priest. And then the parents were like, okay, and she was very beautiful as a child, also very beautiful, very delicate and this and that. So now the girl started growing up, and she started getting similar kind of jobs into, you know, like as a radio jockey and things like that. So the parents were very sure that, you know, she's going to do really well, and they were very happy. They thought the prediction of this person is going to be getting true. However, she falls in love with a man, and the parents don't like him, but she wants to marry him, and she falls in love with him, and they get married. So parents are like, you know, instead of getting married, you can do so many things. You can literally build up a career. You can literally do great things for yourself and for other people. But she's like, no, I'm in love with this person and I want to be happy with him. All right, no problem. And then she has children also with the same man. Now she's going for parties, and this man, the husband, is taking her for the parties and everywhere, like any other regular couple. They have a good relationship, they're hanging out all the time, things like that, going to friends. So she's very beautiful, okay. Maybe one of the planets, Venus, must be very strong for this person, because if Venus is in a very strong position, then such people don't grow old very fast, and they always look very beautiful, you know, like very young and beautiful. There is youthfulness in them. So she was also like that. After having 2 children also, she did not look like a mother of children or a married woman. So in one of those parties, a music director spots her, and he is very impressed by her beauty. And in fact, when he looks at the husband, he cannot believe that she is his wife. So he tells the husband, your wife is very beautiful, and I'm going to recommend her to a movie filmmaker, because he's looking for an actress for his movie. So husband is like, okay, why not, go ahead. Then finally he introduces them, both the husband and wife, and the movie maker is extremely impressed by her beauty and her innocence, the looks she has and everything, her personality. She looks very royal and very wealthy type of a woman, and he goes like, I'm definitely going to sign her up. And he gives her a very big movie, like a very big movie. In the coming time, this was actually the biggest movie that she had done. But the director says that, she's so good, I'm going to put her in a contract with me for 3 more movies. So she didn't just get 1 movie, she actually got 3 movies from this person, and a lot of publicity was done. So during the shoot of the film, and the publicity was already going on, she started getting very popular already. Like, the movie has not released and she's already so popular that a lot of producers and directors started showing interest in her. At this point in time, the husband says to the wife that, you are getting so many people interested in you, and this director has put you in a contract for 3 movies. It's better you break that contract, then you can sign up for other people. And then he only takes her away to another city, and he stops the shoot in the middle, the movie shoot. And then the director has no option but to break the contract. He breaks the contract and he's like, okay, fine, you do this movie only with me. You don't have to do the other 2 movies, and you're free now. And he says, okay. Then the movie is finally released, and it's a very, very big hit. It's a blockbuster movie, and she becomes very popular. And I'm talking about, this is many years ago, okay? This is when movies were still, I think, black and white or slightly Eastman in color. Little bit of color was also there. Or maybe color was there. Yeah, color was there, sorry. Color had just started, so they used to look really beautiful, like, at that time. The color correction and all that was very nicely done. So now moving on, this husband is like, we should charge a lot of money. So they start charging a lot of money, and the fees is so high that even the most popular actresses, the most successful actresses also don't charge so much. Even though just by doing 1 movie, she's at the level of all those actresses. So because of the high fees, and she says to everyone that I'm not doing movies for money because I have my own business, which she obviously refers to the husband's business. Husband's family also disowns them because they don't want their daughter-in-law to act in movies. So they tell both of them that, you should not do movies, you should focus on your house and household affairs. And the husband is like, no, I want my wife to be in movies, it's good for her, and I'm supporting her and things like that. So finally the family disowns them, and they give them a piece of business, that one sort of business that you can do on your own. And these 2 people say to all the producers and directors that I'm gonna, charge this much money, even though I'm not doing it for money. The fees is so high that most people back out, and she loses out on many projects. But, that attitude is still there. That I am a diva and this and that. And this attitude is actually not being coming from her. This is being pushed up by the husband actually, who is the decision maker of every single decision of her life. Even when he had met her, she had married him against the wishes of everyone. Like, I don't say that you should marry as per the decisions of other people. But sometimes when the parents are already supportive, because her parents were already supportive, she was getting to study. Back in those days, girls were not getting so much education. They were not allowed to dress up so fancily. They were not allowed to get a job in media and this and that. So the parents were already supportive, and they were like, you have something nice going on for you. And I looked up the pictures of the husband. He literally looked like, I was like shocked, although I never say negative things about other people's looks, but when I looked at the pictures and when I looked at his energy, it was the energy of a very shrewd, cunning man. And going forward, this is exactly what he's going to do. She will stop getting work, and she will do some movies, out of which one will get like some critical acclaim and things like that, but nothing good goes on for her. And slowly and gradually her career is not going anywhere. It becomes so bad that she has to start posing for like bikini pictures. Again, back in those days, heroines and actresses were not doing it so much. Even if they were doing it, like, they were very confident and they had a very good background or backing up. So she was only doing it because she was like, I have to get films and I have to stay famous and things like that. And she cut down her prices and she started exposing a lot. And then she got, one film there, one film here, and none of the films did well for her. None of them, despite all the publicity and all the marketing. And when there was nothing left in her, like, she was not getting money, she was not getting any, like fame, that's the time the husband left her. This is the reason why I'm telling you, because this is a typical karmic husband, who hangs around you, who hovers around you, like till the time there are good things going on. And that, broke her confidence so badly that she literally started going to producers and directors just so they could give her some work, okay? And even that could not give her, like, she would spend some nights with them, she would please them, and she would do all those things. Then she got on to a person who was like a agent or something, and because everybody had left her, this agent was sort of enamored by her beauty till then. So he said, okay, we can live together, and they started living together. And then the same agent would pass her around everywhere to different men, and she got hooked on to drinking alcohol, and it was so bad that she would drink cheap, really cheap alcohol, like whatever she would get. In exchange of, if anyone would spend some time with her, she would say, don't give me money, just give me some alcohol, buy me some drinks. And she would buy some bottles, and that's it. And she started drinking, and the woman who came from a good family, a reputed family, because the parents had disowned her because of the husband, then the whole family disowned her because again of the husband. And what did the husband do? He went back and he got married, and he started living with someone else. Like, he got settled in his life, and he kept blaming her for everything. So literally a very dark energy, hog energy, vampire type of a karmic she got married to. And at the end, the manager also didn't have much interest in her, like, because obviously there's nothing happening. And she felt really sick. She felt so sick that her liver got damaged. She didn't have anything to survive on, and he put her into a very cheap hospital because there was no money. There was no money for doing anything. At the end of her life, when she died, there was no one with her. And when we do cremation in India, we have some people at least, and then there is a wooden sort of you can say statue that is taken, and it's covered with flowers, or it's covered with white cloth and things like that, and the priest comes and they do all the rituals. In her case, she was literally put onto a wooden cart, a cheap wooden cart, which is something that the rag pickers use. She was put onto that, and that's how she was taken for her final rites. There were literally 4 or 5 people and that manager, At the end, he was like, okay, at least I should get her cremation done. So from where she had come on the planet to how she died, all because of a wrong karmic relationship. And in her horoscope, fame and name was written. Even earlier when she was getting name and fame as a radio jockey, that time also he stopped it. He stopped it, and he was like, you get married to me. And the parents were like, don't leave your career at least, continue to work. Because you are getting good opportunities, you can touch people's life, people look up to you, people like you. Don't give it up all for this man. Not only the family got separated, not only he said, okay, your family is very bad and don't talk to them. At the end, she had no one, and she died a very bad death. So I wanted to share this story in this channeling session because when I was receiving the channeling, I also received this story. And I was guided to share this story with every single divine feminine and masculine. Because people who love you, they give you freedom and they give you space. And in the twin flame journey, this freedom and space is a very important aspect of your relationship. Because when the masculine wants to run away and the feminine, is trying to convince him and trying to get him back and trying to tell him that, I love you and don't do this. And he runs away. He's like, no, he's not replying to her messages or emails. There comes a point where the feminine stops. Because she realizes that there's no point, maybe through the channelings, or maybe, something happens, some good advisor comes into her life, or she starts doing some inner work. But she stops. She stops writing to him. She stops messaging him. She stops calling him. And looking at the past experience of runner-chaser dynamic also, she's like, I have done this many times and I'm not going to do it now. If he wants to learn his lesson, or if he has to learn the lesson, then he will learn the lesson through his own experiences, and I'm not going to be a roadblock in that. Although I know that I love him, and the way I feel for him, I've not felt for anyone. So I'm going to pray for him. I'm definitely going to pray for him, but I'm going to work on myself as well. And I'm going to work so much on myself that I'm going to shift from all of these negative energies. So this is the type of twin flame work we do here. All the star seeds, all the ascensioners, all the light workers, they are no longer thinking about the three-dimensional world or three-dimensional reality. If it was a good karmic, say if it was a soulmate, not a karmic, that man, after finding out that she's in a very bad condition, then at least he could have contacted her. But he did not do that. He said, okay, you're not good for anything. You're not getting any movies. I thought you're going to be a famous woman and I'm going to be the husband of a famous wife and we're going to make money. And remember, he also did not want her to get famous. He only wanted her to be a money-making machine. That's why he took her out from that contract, and which was a good contract. If she would have stuck with that guy, the first movie director, who gave her a break without any prior background, without any acting experience, without nothing, he gave her the break. And when I was reading the story of this actress, I also read this same director had mentioned that right before her death, 1 week before her death, she had come to meet me and she was stinking of very cheap booze, which we call tharra in Hindi. She was stinking of the cheapest booze and she was in a very bad condition, and it was right, and I had to go for a foreign trip, but I had told her that when I come back, I'm going to look into it and I'm going to help her out. He said that to her, I'm going to help you out. Maybe I'll also get you, back with your ex-husband or something. She said, no, I don't want to do that. I just came to you because you were the first person who had recognized my talent. And in last all these years, I felt that my husband's interference was too much, but I did not have the courage. But now that he has left me for some other woman, he's already married, he's living a good life. I am separated from my family, I am separated from my in-laws, I am separated even from my children. And I have nothing left. I feel like everything has been sucked out from me. That's why I have come to you, because I thought that maybe you are the person who recognized that thing in me and you gave me the chance. And he felt very bad for her also, and he said, okay, don't worry, I'm going to go out for a foreign trip. When I come back from the trip, I will definitely do something. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. He said, but by the time I came, she was already dead. And she met me just a week before her death. So this story is just to warn people about the karmics, because the karmics, they are very 3D. They are extremely materialistic. We cannot change this about them. We cannot. All we have to do is we have to accept it, that yes, they are extremely materialistic. And it could be anybody in your house. It could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be your brother, it could be your sister. And what you've been doing for such a long time is that you've been trying to fix them. You've been trying to show them that, look, there's a better life. You can be spiritual. And it could be anyone, I'm saying. I'm not pointing at any specific person out here. It could be your best friend with whom you have spent many years. Mostly with the divine masculines, this best friend thing comes because they've known that friend for many, many years and they believe them and they trust them and they do everything as per the best friend. But after doing inner work and after going through this whole process, they realize that the best friend is an extremely materialistic person and I need to cut this person out of my life. There are people who are the contributors of twin flamers in twin flamers' life, because twin flamers also learn from other people, when they're growing. They have seen maybe their father or maybe some other relative or mother, anyone, hanging out with a karmic friend for 50 years of their life, 60 years of their life, and they give nothing but negative energy, pain, betrayal, all sorts of things. And at the end, when they're passing on, when they're leaving, that's when they give this message to their twin flame child or their starseed child that, if only I did not have this friend in my life, I would have been a much better person or I would have been a much happier person. So I'm going to warn you, in life, just be careful. So sometimes this way also twin flames and starseeds learn. They look at some very close person in their life who has suffered a lot because of a karmic friendship or even a karmic marriage. So on this note, I'm going to be signing out from this particular channeling session, because the karmic has, so it's a good thing if the karmic has chewed up the masculine, all you feminines, instead of contacting the masculine, because you have to wait for the masculine to contact you. You don't have to contact them on your own. You have to pray for them, that may God give them more wisdom, and may God help them decide, and may God balance out their energies, their inner sacred masculine energies, inner sacred feminine energies, all of that, so that they can, be independent like you have been independent, and they can build their own life. Because let's understand, the twin flame journey is not about possessing a person. The twin flame journey is not about like he is mine or she is mine. The twin flame journey is like, I love this person and I want the best for this person. I want them to be free. I want them to be happy. I want them to be healthy, and I want them to progress in this journey on planet Earth. That's true love. So for your personal situation, if you feel that, you need hand holding, you need to release these karmic entanglements, these third party blocks, you feel that there is a lot of chakra blocks you have, and you're not, you're trying a lot but you're not able to get out of it, then you can get into therapy with me, and all the information about different therapies that I do is mentioned in the description box. Or else you can also get into a private session, a private reading that can help you with your personal situation, help you battle out your personal situation, get out of your personal problems, the negative energy, the darkness. You can get some advice on it, or you can dedicatedly work on it. Because therapy does not happen like one session. Therapy goes on for at least 7 sessions for chakra therapy and 3 to 4 sessions for other therapies. Alright. So and yes, you can check it out. And just one more thing I want to say, that please do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me, whether you're taking a therapy, whether you're taking a reading. When I ask you, then only give it to me, because when we are doing energy reading, we should not know anything about other people. Okay, if we know too much about them, their story, then we get very biased. We can get biased and we can have preconceived notions, and that can create a problem in the reading. We want like completely solution oriented and very honest reading, honest answers for everybody. Alright, so on this note, I will close this channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me, being a good listener, and for doing all your inner work, because you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the whole planet. Alright, so one love and peace out.